Hey everybody, it's Tracy from Launch Tech Made Easy. I'm having a few connectivity problems in the Twin Cities area today with our cell phones, so not sure what's going on, but I apologize if you lose me. I had a little trouble hooking up here. At the end of today's live, I would love to take any questions that people might have about building a list. So you can go ahead and type those right in the box and I will see them and we'll get them answered for you. Now today I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about how to test a product or an idea without having a list. And I talked about this a little bit last week. I sort of alluded to it and I thought it was worthy of a little bit more in-depth conversation. So if you've been following me for a while at Launch Tech Made Easy, you know that I had a different business before I started this one. And that one was, I don't know that I've mentioned this, it was about teaching kids about money and helping parents to have conversations with their kids and teach their kids to be responsible. And it was a multi-year process that we had building that business. And in the end, it didn't really do all that well. As a matter of fact, there were no sales at all after about 3 years of really, really pushing hard and trying. And when we started out on the right track. We had an ebook. And the reason we had an ebook is because we had done some things with our kids that people were really surprised by, and they thought we should write a book about it. So we'd run into people and they'd say, wow, you should really write a book about that. People would be so interested in that. I'd love to have a book about that. So we wrote a little ebook. And if you've ever done that before, you know that it's really hard to get traction for an ebook that is just a standalone book. If you don't have a strong website behind you or somebody promoting for you or, some kind of publishing entity working with you, just having a lonely little ebook out there is pretty tough to promote. And so we had to start a little website to promote the ebook. Well, if you've ever tried to start a new website, you know that is a really difficult thing to do as well. People don't just stumble across a website. And that's why one of the suggestions that I make to you is don't start with a big expensive website. Start small, see if you have a great idea, and then build the website. Because if you start with a website and you put a lot of money into it and you find out you don't have a good idea, you have lost a lot of time and money. So we didn't know that at the time, so we built out a website, and then we thought, it's not a great website. It's not optimized for search engines. We probably aren't doing enough with social media to make it really show up on people's feeds and their Facebook pages and things like our Facebook feeds. And so we designed a better website. And this one was optimized for social media, but for search engines as well. We did weekly blogs, and we still weren't getting any traction. And I was really a strong holdout. I did not want advertising on my site. And the reality is I don't know that anybody would have paid us to advertise on our site anyways, because we just weren't getting any viewers there. And so we just kept doing one wrong thing after another. We thought, well, instead of blogs, maybe we should do podcasts. So we invested in all the podcasting equipment and started doing podcasting. And we really enjoyed it, but we still weren't getting anybody to our site. And it was through a bunch of different events that finally we came to realize, with some professional help, that we probably didn't have a product that was very saleable to people, because we were trying to sell prevention. We were trying to tell parents that they needed to teach their kids about money when they were young and living at home to keep them out of debt when they got older. Well, prevention doesn't sell all that well. Pain sells, prevention doesn't. And the parents weren't in pain at that particular moment. The kids weren't in pain at that particular moment. And so it wasn't a saleable business idea. Unfortunately, like I said, it took us 3 years and thousands of dollars to figure that out. So that was a little disheartening. What we should have done instead is the exact process that I've been following with Launch Tech Made Easy. So if you've ever gone to my Launch Tech Made Easy website, launchtechmadeeasy.com, you'll notice there is no website there. Instead, it's a landing page, and it changes. I've changed the landing page a few times as I experiment with different ideas to do exactly what I'm talking about now, and that is to find out what my audience is actually interested in. And so when you go to Launch Tech Made Easy, sometimes I have offered a comparison guide for email service providers. I've given you access to that here as well on Facebook Live. Sometimes I have offered a technology roadmap that explains the whole process I'm talking to you about today in a fun little PDF. So I've offered that before. Later this week, I'm going to be offering a free training. It's about 20-25 minutes long on building a list. And so tomorrow, actually, my LaunchTechMadeEasy.com site, the landing page will change. And the reality is, every time I change that landing page and I offer something a little bit different in terms of a freebie, I find out a little bit more about what people are looking for. So if I put a freebie up there that no one is interested in and no one clicks the button, then I know that's not a good topic. I'm not going to spend any more time on that, because if no one wants it free, certainly nobody's going to pay me for it. And it's very quick and easy to do. In my case, I have my domain, and then I use Lead Pages to set up my home page as a landing page, and I just swap it out all the time. Now, in the back end, I do actually have a site, so if you do click on the button and you get added to my list, I do blog every week. Sometimes I do videos every week. And if you are on my list, you have access to that back end of my site where you can see my articles and things like that. But in terms of a forward-facing website, I haven't put any time or money into that at all. And even the back end isn't fancy. I've put up a theme and I've done the bare minimum, and actually my list is growing quite nicely with, just the minimal things that I've done. So if you are interested in testing out a product idea, here are the steps that I suggest that you take. First of all, have some sort of web presence. Maybe it's a domain, maybe it is a Facebook page, something. And then develop a freebie. And freebies, I did a whole Facebook Live on this last week. You can scroll down and find that. But freebies can be anything. They can be a cheat sheet, a guide, an infographic, a really great article that you've written. Maybe you've done a podcast that you're willing to give access to, or a Facebook, or a video. So you go ahead and you offer access to whatever your freebie is if someone is willing to give you their email address. Now, email addresses are not easy to come by these days, so you do have to offer something of value. Now, if you put together your freebie and do something really quick and easy, something you can do like a day or two, maybe you've got the article written, but you just need it to send it to somebody on Fiverr to make it into a PDF with some graphics. Do that really, really fast. And you want your freebie to be a quick win, so you want whoever opts in for your freebie to be able to implement the strategy really quickly. You don't want it to be a big in-depth process. If you put that freebie out there, if you link to it on Facebook and you post about it on Facebook, or you set up a landing page on your website and you send people there, and no one wants it, and you're getting enough traffic to it that people are actually seeing what you're offering and they're not willing to give you their email address for it, then you don't have a good, solid idea of what will sell to your audience. So try something else. Put together another freebie and see if that works out better for you. And this is going to cost you a tiny bit of money. You'll need to have your domain, or at the very least, if you're using Facebook, you'll need some sort of way to collect the emails. You'll need an email service provider and some way to design the landing page so that you can do all that, or the opt-in form. But it's a minimally expensive way to try to work through your ideas. Now, if you finally get to one where you're getting opt-in, 10, 15, 20, 30 opt-ins a day, you know that you have a good product. And that's something that people are willing to buy. So for me, with the technology roadmap, I know people are really interested in figuring out how to build a list. And they are so interested in it that even though they're looking at the PDF that I put together, they need more information. They want more. And so I know that that's an area where I could probably develop a successful product. So that is my trick and it's actually, I didn't really come up with it on my own. It's kind of out there. But that's one way to go ahead and test a product and see if you can get people to opt in for an idea that you have that you offer free. And you want to offer something good. Don't don't try to cheat them on this. Offer something good, and if you get a huge response from it, you'll be able to start communicating with these people and find out what the next thing they want is, or how could you expand upon what you've already offered them to offer them something more. Don't be afraid that you're offering them so much that you won't have a product to sell, because that always seems to kind of work itself out. So that's my tip for today. If you have any questions, you can just pop them in below this Facebook Live feed, and I will see the comments and I will comment on them. If you are watching this elsewhere, the Facebook page is facebook.com/LaunchTechMadeEasy, and my website is LaunchTechMadeEasy.com. Now, if you'd like more information about the free training that I'll be releasing tomorrow, actually Wednesday. I keep forgetting that it was Labor Day and I'm off by a day. If you would like to be informed when that is released, and you'd like to be sure that you are in on that, like I said, it's just a 20-minute training that I think you'll find really, really valuable. Underneath this Facebook Live, you will see a link to my landing page, which is also my homepage for my website. If you go there, you will have the option to opt in and get my technology roadmap, and that will add you to the list for access to the free training, because the free training is going to be offered to people on my list. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and just add your email address in on my homepage at LaunchTechMadeEasy.com, and we'll get you all signed up. And tomorrow morning you'll have access to that training. Now tomorrow I'll be doing a Facebook Live answering questions about the training that I have posted, and like I said, it will go up tomorrow morning. And I'd love to hear what your questions are and how I can help you out. So we'll see you tomorrow right here, 2 p.m. Central. Bye-bye.